Hello everyone, once again I welcome you all at Nagesh Kharajgi Orchid School TV channel, and today we are going to learn about the second topic of the science, that's name is force, work and energy. Like all the topic, in this topic also we have to learn about the various things. So, first of all we have to study about the force, then afterwards we have to study about different types of forces. There are main 5 forces, that are the muscular force, gravitational force, frictional force, elastic force and mechanical force. Afterwards we have to study about the relation between force and work, and in the second part we have to study about different types of simple machines, and in these simple machines we have to study about 6 types of simple machines, and at last we have to study about the energy and different forms of the energy. So, first of all we will study about the force. So, what is mean by force? Let us study this with the help of an example. First of all, tell me, suppose if you are playing football on the ground, suppose if you are playing football on the ground and you are kicking a football, then what happens? If you are kicking a football, then what happens to that football? The ball moves. Similarly, a door moves when you push or pull it. Other example, you can say that while you are playing the cricket, you hit the ball with the bat. You hit the ball with the bat, and then what happens? That ball moves in the direction in which direction you apply the force. So, from these examples we can say that a force is a push or pull. What is mean by force? Force is a push or pull. Force is a push or pull, and force is applied when a football is kicked or you hit the ball, or whenever you are turning the pages of the books, or whenever you lifting the glass, or when you lift a glass of water, or whenever you are kicking the bike or playing cricket, at that time you apply the force. That means, a force is a push or pull. What is mean by force? A force is a push or pull that acts on an object. A force is a push or pull that acts on an object. It means we require force for doing any of the work. Without of the force we are unable to do any of the works, and there are some effects of force on the objects. There are some effects. Suppose if we are applying force on any object, then some changes are happening to, or some actions will happen into that with that objects. So, what are that actions? First of all, force can make an object move. Force, this is the first action, or this is the first thing. If you apply force to the object, or we are saying about the effects of the force. The first effect of force on an object, that force can make an object move. Force can make an object move. For example, a ball starts rolling when it is kicked. A ball starts rolling when it is kicked. For example, whenever you are playing the football on the ground and you kick the ball, then that ball starts rolling on the ground. Another example, you can see that whenever you playing the cycle, bicycle, or moving the door, what we do? We pull or push that door, or at the time of playing cycle we also apply the force on that pedal of that bicycle, and that affects or that causes that bicycle to move. That means, whenever we apply force on any object, then that object start to move. This is the first effect of the force on the object. Then the second effect of the force on the object is that force can stop a moving object. Force can stop a moving object. For example, a ball stops moving when you catch it. Suppose you are playing cricket and batsman is hitting the ball in the air and at the same time you are catching the ball, then what happens? The movement of that ball will stop when you catch it. Another example for that, you can say that suppose if you are playing bicycle and due to some obstacles or due to some pits on the road, you apply the brake on the vehicle or a bicycle, then what happens with that bicycle or motor cars? That stops. We apply brake to stop the object, or we apply brake to stop the vehicle. That means we apply brake, means we are applying force. That means due to that force, what happens? That moving object will stop. That means force can stop a moving object. Then third effect of the force on the object is that force can change the direction in which an object is moving. Force can change the direction in which an object is moving. For example, a badminton shuttle changes direction when it is hit with a rocket. Suppose you are playing the badminton and you are hitting to that shuttle with rocket. In which direction you apply force? In that direction that rocket will move. In the same example, whenever you playing the cricket and you are doing the batting and you hit the ball in one direction or in the off direction, then ball will be moving in the direction in which direction you had applying the force. So, these are the effects of the force. Now, you can see that in the picture also, that force can move an object. When we apply the force, then object will move. Then force can stop an object. When you apply the force on the object, then object will stop. Then force can change the direction of movement. In this example, this girl is applying force with the help of rocket to that shuttle, and shuttle is moving in the same direction. This means force can change the direction of movement. Also, force can, another one effect that we have to see, that force can change the shape of an object. This is also an one type of effect. Due to that, object become change from its original shape. For example, the shape of a ball of dough. Here you can see this ball of dough, which your mother used to make chapatis from it. Then if you apply force on that ball dough, then what happens? It changes from its original shape. That means the shape of a ball dough changes when you press it. Another one example for that, you can say that suppose you are making some things or pots from the clay, then potter apply the force on that clay to change that clay into the pots. That means due to force, that clay change into the another object. That means force can change the shape of an object. So, these are some effects of force, and there are many different types of forces. Now, we have to study about that. So, first of all, we will study about the muscular force. As I told that there are 5 main types of forces. For example, muscular force, gravitational force, frictional force, then elastic force and mechanical force. So, we have to study about them one by one in detail. So, first of all, we will study about the muscular force. The name itself suggests that this type of force is applied with the help of muscles in our body, muscles in our hand and muscles in our legs. That is why its name is muscular force. In this type of force, we use our muscles to apply the force. That is why its name is muscular force. So, see what is mean by muscular force? When you push or pull an object, you use muscles to apply force, and this force is called a muscular force. What is mean by muscular force? When you push or pull an object, you use muscles to apply force, and this force is called as muscular force. And this force is used for opening the door, moving a table, writing in your notebook, or pulling up something, or pushing something, or at the time of playing also, or at the time of kicking the ball, riding a bicycle or any other thing. So, whenever we use our muscles to do any activity, that type of force is called a muscular force. So, we use muscular force to open a door, move a table, write in your notebook, and so on. So, this is the first type of force, that is muscular force. Afterwards, we have to study about the gravitational force. Students, as we know that every object in the universe attracts the objects near it. Every object in the universe or around you attracts the objects near it, and this force of attraction is called gravitational force. What is mean by gravitational force? Every object in the universe attracts the objects near it, and this force of attraction is called gravitational force, and it depends on the size of the object. One more important thing about the gravitational force, it depends on the size of the object. For example, have you seen how a ball that is thrown up falls back to the earth? Whenever we throw ball up in the air, what happens with that ball? That balls come once again down side to the earth or fall back to the earth. Why this is? This is due to a gravitational force, and it is completely depend upon the size of the object. Suppose in place of ball, if you are throwing the stone in the air, then that stone will not go up like the ball, it will fall immediately back to the earth, but ball go very high and then also it falls back to the earth, and this is due to only gravitational force, and it is due to earth's gravity. What is the main reason behind the behind of that ball falls back to the earth? It is due to the gravity of the earth, and gravity of the earth pulls objects toward the earth. Keep that in mind. This is a very important thing, that earth's gravity that pulls objects toward the earth and keeps them from flying away into the space. Suppose if there will be no gravitational force, what will happen? Each and everything from the universe will float in the air, but due to gravitational force, each and everything will be stable on its original place. Suppose if there will be no gravitational force or gravity on the earth, and if we are throwing the ball in the sky, then ball doesn't come back on the earth, and this is very important force, and this is very important characteristic, that earth gravity, due to the earth gravity, each and everything on the earth will be remain stable on the earth and remain stable on its original place. So, this is about the gravitational force. Now, we have to study about the next type of force, that is the frictional force. Like the gravitational force, frictional force is also an important role. Why? Because it is very necessary in our daily life. If like the gravity, if there will be no friction between the things, then the things will not stop, but due to frictional force things can stop on their place. For example, we will see about that through the example. First of all, tell me, have you seen what happens when a toy car is pushed? Each and every students play with the toy car, each and every students play with the bicycle. Then what happens when a toy car is pushed? The car starts moving, but afterwards what happens? The car stops after some time. Why this is? And or what is the reason behind it? Why car stops after some time? This is because of friction. This is because of friction. Suppose if you are moving the toy car on the floor, but afterwards that car toy will stop, and this is because of friction. So, the force which acts in the direction opposite to the direction of movement and stops the movement of an object is called as the frictional force. So, it acts in the direction opposite to the direction of movement and stops the car after some time. But smooth surfaces like your floors or tiles, if you are playing car toy on the floor of your house, then it will stop after very long time. Why? Because friction will be less there. That means, smooth surfaces cause less friction than rough surfaces. Smooth surfaces cause less friction than the rough surfaces. In other hand, suppose if you are playing car toy on the rough surfaces or on the ground or in the soil, then what happens? That car will move, but stop immediately. Why? Because the surface area is rough, and due to that friction will be more. So, if friction will more there, then frictional force area will be rough, then frictional force will be more there. That means, smooth surfaces cause less friction than rough surfaces, and friction is very important in daily life. Keep that in mind, friction is very important in our daily life. Why? Because it is needed for you to walk, run or climb on any surfaces. Suppose if there will be no friction, then you will be fall at the time of walking, at the time of running. For example, suppose water is falling on the floor and you are running on the tiles or floor, then what happens? You fall down. Why? Because due to liquid or due to water, friction from that area will be very less, and that did not cause to stop your movement. So, if, that means friction is very important in our daily life, and you need friction for brakes to work in your bicycle also, to stop the vehicles also, to stop any of the moving object, that is due to of the frictional force. That means, without friction anything that is moving will never stop by itself. Without of friction, anything that is moving will never stop by itself. That means, suppose there will be no, if you are playing with the toy car and very smooth surface will be there, then the car never stop by itself. That means, anything that is moving will never stop by itself without of friction. So, this is about the frictional force. Now, afterwards we have to study about the elastic force. Elastic force. So, what, first of all tell me that we are using rubber bands, we are using balloons, we are using the things which are elastic, which are made from elastic, and what we see with that things stretch. when we apply the force on the such things, suppose we are applying force on the rubber, then what happens? Rubber stretch. But when we remove the force, then what happens with that rubber? That goes into its original original shape. That means, if we remove the force, then it goes back to its original length or original shape. And in the same way, if we fill the air in the balloon that we use for any functions, then what happens with that balloon? The size of the balloon will be increasing. But when we remove the air from that balloon, what happens? That balloon once again gets into its original stage. Why this is? Because this is due to elastic force. So, what is mean by elastic force? The force that resists stretching and makes the material go back to its original state is called elastic force. What is mean by elastic force? The force that resists stretching and makes the material go back to its original state is called elastic force. This is also an very important. Why? Because lots of machines uses this elastic force for working, and this is also very useful in our day to day life. So, elastic force is also very important. Then afterwards, at last we have to study about the mechanical force. Mechanical force. This is a kind of force that causes the object on which it acts to changes its motion or start moving. It can also bend or break things. Nowadays, our life will be very faster, and this is due to the mechanical force. Why? Because lots of vehicles are useful to us for transport, and lots of machines are helping us for doing our work easy, but that all the machines uses the mechanical force. All that machines are based on the principle of the mechanical force, and due to the mechanical force, what happens? The objects like cars, object like bike, or object like any other vehicles gets motion or starts moving. When we apply that mechanical force, that things or that object will get into motion or start moving. And sometimes we can use that for bending the things or breaking the things. For example, suppose we are making any instruments or making any appliances. For example, if we are making iron, making things from the iron, but iron cannot be easily break or bend, but for bending that or breaking that such things, we use this type of force, and with the help of mechanical force we can easily bend or break the things. So, mechanical force is also very important. So, these are some different types of forces, that are muscular force, gravitational force, frictional force, elastic force and mechanical force. Now, afterwards we have to study about the force and work, the new point from the lesson, that is the force and work. So, you do work when you push a cart, or you have to use force to do this work, or any time we use the force. For example, that means for doing any of the simple work also, for doing any of the work we require force. That means without of force we cannot do any work. That means force and work are very interdependent, or they are depending on each other. Why? Because if we want to do any work, we have to apply force. That means we have to apply force to do works. That means without of applying any force, no work will be happen. For example, suppose if you just want to write something in your notebook, then also you have to apply force. That means without of applying any of the force, you are unable to do any of the work. That means, however, you use less force to move an empty cart and more force to move a cart full of things. That means, for example, you want to do more work, or if you want to do hard work, then you require more force. But if you want to do less work like writing or like eating, then you will require less force. That means, we need more energy to do more work, while we need less energy to do less work. Another example for that, you can say that for walking on a straight way or straight road or simple road or walking in the house will require very less force, but at the same time, suppose you are climbing on the trees or climbing on the mountains, then you require more force. That means, less the work, less the energy required, more the work, more amount of the force will be required. And therefore, you can do work with the help of force, but for doing all the work or doing hard task or hard works, machines help us. So, machines help us to do work. For example, sewing machines help us to stitch clothes, and washing machines help us to wash clothes more easily and faster. For example, if we stitch the clothes using needle, then it will take more time, but if you use sewing machines to stitch the clothes, then your work will be faster and superior, and it takes very few minutes. Then in the same way, if you are washing the clothes traditionally, then you require more force, more energy will be required, more time will be required. But suppose you are washing clothes with the help of washing machine, then your work will be you do your work very easily and also very faster. That means, machines help us to do work, machines help us to do work. And in the next part of the topic, we have to study about the different types of machines, So, there are different types of machines. There are mainly two types of machines, simple machines and complex machines. So, first of all, we will study about the basic machines and what is meant by complex machines or a simple machines. First of all, we will see about the complex machines. So, what is meant by complex machines? Machines which are made of many parts are called complex machines. Machines which are made of many parts are called complex machine. For example, a sewing machine and washing machine are the examples of complex machines. And in the same way, what is meant by simple machines? Machines which are made of very few parts are called as simple machines. For example, scissors, knives and tweezers are some of the simple machines, and machines help us to do work by using force more efficiently. That means, if we are using machines in any of the work, then our work will be very faster, and we require very less energy, and also we do our work more efficiently. That means, these complex machines and simple machines make our work very easy. Now, with this point of the lesson, we conclude our today's session here, but it is very important to take a very quick recap of our today's session. So, today first of all we study about what is meant by force, and afterwards we studied about some effects of the force on the object. That means, that 4 effects of the force on the objects. Afterwards we studied about different types of forces. In that different types of forces, we study about the muscular force, gravitational force, frictional force, elastic force and mechanical force. And afterwards, we studied about the relation of interrelation between force and work, and we just started with the point simple machine. And in our next session, we will be studying about the remaining part of the lesson. In that, we will study about the simple machine, different types of simple machines and different forms of energy. Till that, you have to read the topic properly and find out the hard words and important point from the lesson. Thank you.